As we approach the new year, will 2022 be safe for democracy? There are tensions seemingly really all around the planet, with a new axis forming between Iran, Russia, China. All those countries have been rattling their sabers. But is there really anything for us to fear in this new year? Well, joining me now are two very plugged-in congressmen, Pennsylvania's very own Guy Reschenthaler, a veteran of the Iraq War, joining us live, and New Jersey's Jeff Van Drew, a member of the Homeland Security Committee. Gentlemen, thank you so much for coming on. Happy New Year to everyone, to both of you out there. It's good to have both of you on spending this time with us. Congressman Reschenthaler, if I can start with you, sir. Good to see you as always. When we think about moving into the new year, and there's so much that happens, so many tensions, Russia, Ukraine, China, Taiwan, the Iran nuclear deal. You're honed in on this. What does 2022 look like for the United States?
Well, John, first off, let me just say Happy New Year's. Thanks for having me on. And you, my friend, are looking very dapper. I'm jealous. If you bring me on next year, I'll wear a tuxedo myself.
Please do.
I can't compete with that. But, John, to answer your question, 2022, I predict, is going to be a scary place on the international stage. And there's one reason for it. It's because Joe Biden has shown weakness. He has vacillated. He has not projected American strength and power abroad. So whenever the United States lets a vacuum arise, what happens? That vacuum is filled by nefarious actors, whether they be the Chinese Communist Party, Russia, Iran, you name it. So, Sean, here's my predictions. I think that you're going to see China likely trying to make a move on Taiwan right after the Olympic Games in February. There's historical precedence for that. A lot of times dictators will invade neighboring countries after they host an Olympic game. So it's very possible. I think you're going to see a lot of aggression from Russia with Ukraine, putting Biden in the position of dealing with Russia invading Ukraine or acquiescing to Russian demands heading into what I'm calling Minsk II that's coming up in January. And then as far as Iran goes, remember, it was Biden and Obama that allowed Iran move to getting a nuclear weapon with the Iranian nuclear deal. So it's very possible that Biden will back off. The Iranians will take advantage of that, leading to possibly the Israelis having to do a preemptive attack or some kind of operation on Iran. So I predict that 2022 internationally will be a very chaotic year. Let's just hope that Republicans, let's just hope that Biden doesn't do too much damage until Republicans retake the House next year.
Midterms, big focus there, Congressman Van Drew. If you don't mind kind of piggybacking on what Reschenthaler just said there, what seems to be your biggest concern on the world stage?
Well, let me just say Happy New Year to everybody as well. And it's great to be on with Guy. He's one of the sharpest and best congressmen I know. I think a great deal of him. And you are looking sharp in the tux.
Appreciate that.
I don't know if I'm going to hear that. But anyhow, the reality is this is the worst administration we literally have seen in history, for sure. And it's literally the stupidity of some of what they've done, the weakness that they've displayed, the arrogance they've displayed when people actually ask them why they're doing what they are doing. So whether it's China and COVID, when we never forced the real answers out of them, and we know that they knew about it, we know that they created it in the lab, whether it's the pipeline that Biden has approved and, let's go through for Russia, but doesn't allow us to do it. And of course, the king of all of the huge mistakes, Afghanistan. How they could have done what they did in Afghanistan, a bunch of cadets in school would have done a much better job. And if you don't think that matters, when the world is looking on a nation that was #1 in energy and is now faltering, that was #1 in military and is now faltering, that was #1 even in the rule of law in their own country and is now faltering. Everything these people are doing is making us weaker, and it is of concern.
2022, kicking that off. I appreciate the time. Happy New Year's to both of you, Congressman Guy Reschenthaler, Congressman Jeff Van Drew. Always great to see you. Happy New Year to you both. All right.